Welcome to the Deep Dive. We break down innovation, EU funding, and business growth strategies. So if you're an SME, a small or medium-sized business looking to scale up, innovate, really drive that digital and sustainable transformation, well, this deep dive is for you.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at Horizon Europe, right? The EU's flagship program. It can feel pretty daunting to navigate, but it offers a huge amount of potential for SMEs to secure funding and really collaborate on cutting-edge projects.
That's right. And in this deep dive, we're going to try and demystify it all for you. We've been poring over the insights from Horizon Europe Implementation Day and also the EU Science and Innovation event. We've got all the key takeaways, and we're ready to break them down into a practical roadmap that you can use.
We're cutting through the jargon, giving you those actionable steps so you can figure out where the opportunities lie for your business and how to craft those really strong proposals that stand out.
Exactly. No more getting lost in the maze of information. We're here to give you the clarity you need. And joining us today, we have our expert who's going to help us break this all down. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
So let's get straight to it. Horizon Europe, it's a big program, lots of different elements. For SMEs who are maybe just starting to explore this, what are the headline benefits? What's in it for them?
Horizon Europe's the EU's main program for funding research and innovation. It covers a wide range of fields, and for SMEs, it's a potential gold mine of grant funding. We're talking about support for developing new technologies, innovative processes, new services, all those things that can really help an SME grow and stay competitive.
So it's about giving SMEs the fuel they need to innovate.
Exactly. And beyond the funding itself, it's also a fantastic platform for collaboration. You can connect with leading organizations, research institutions, other businesses across Europe, and even internationally. It opens up a whole world of networking and knowledge sharing.
So it's not just about the money, it's about the connections and the wider ecosystem.
Yeah.
Now, Horizon Europe is structured into three main pillars. Let's talk about those and which ones are most relevant for SMEs. So starting with the first one, excellent science.
Right. Excellent science. It focuses on really fundamental research. You have the European Research Council, the ERC, supporting individual researchers pushing the boundaries of knowledge. Then there's the Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, which are all about training and mobility for researchers. And finally, support for research infrastructures.
So this is all about advancing scientific knowledge, the foundations of innovation, right?
Yeah, exactly. At first glance, you might think, well, I'm an SME focused on developing market-ready solutions. How does this apply to me? But there are actually some interesting angles for SMEs within this pillar.
I'm intrigued. What kind of angles?
For example, think about an SME with a union facility, some kind of specialized equipment. They could potentially host an ERC grantee, a researcher working on a cutting-edge project. It's a way to bring in fresh expertise, new perspectives.
Oh, so it's kind of like a back door into that high-level research.
Exactly. Or SMEs might find opportunities to participate in projects that give them access to specialized research equipment, maybe something they wouldn't normally be able to afford.
Right, it's leveraging those resources. So while excellent science might not be the primary target for most SMEs, there are still some potential pathways.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to Pillar 2. Global challenges and European industrial competitiveness. This one seems much more directly aligned with business goals.
Yes, definitely. Pillar 2 is where you'll find most of those direct funding opportunities, specifically designed for SME-led projects.
So this is the sweet spot for many SMEs. How is this pillar structured?
It's divided into 6 clusters, each addressing a major societal challenge and also aiming to boost European industry in those areas. We have health, culture, creativity and inclusive society, civil security for society, digital industry and space, climate, energy and mobility, and food, bioeconomy, natural resources, agriculture, and environment.
That covers a lot of ground.
It does. The key for SMEs is to analyze which of these clusters really aligns with their expertise and where their innovation can make a difference.
Finding that perfect fit. Now, how does the funding work in Pillar 2? You mentioned collaboration before.
Yeah, most of the funding here is for collaborative research projects. You need a minimum of 3 participants from 3 different countries, with at least one being an EU member state.
So building those cross-border partnerships is a key element.
It is. It's about encouraging the sharing of knowledge and resources across different countries. It leads to more innovative and impactful solutions.
And it opens doors to new markets, potentially. Okay, let's talk about Pillar 3, Innovative Europe. This one sounds particularly exciting for SMEs with big ambitions.
This pillar is all about breakthrough innovation. It aims to accelerate the process of bringing new technologies and services to market.
Which is what so many SMEs are striving for, right?
Exactly. And within Pillar 3, there's a key component called the European Innovation Council, or EIC.
EIC, yeah. You've been hearing a lot about that.
The EIC offers direct financial support to high-potential SMEs, but it's not just about the money. They also provide business development support, acceleration services, mentoring, a whole package to help SMEs scale up.
It's about providing those crucial resources, to really take an innovation to the next level.
Exactly. And they're looking for SMEs with high growth potential, a clear societal impact, and those that are really scalable.
So SMEs that can demonstrate that their innovation can make a real difference and that they have a plan for rapid growth.
Precisely. They're particularly interested in deep tech innovations that address real market gaps.
So high-impact, disruptive innovation is what they're looking for.
That's it. Pillar 3 also supports the development of stronger European innovation ecosystems. It's about connecting different players, investors, research institutions, so that innovative SMEs have a more supportive environment to thrive.
Connecting the dots in the innovation landscape. So if an SME has a truly groundbreaking idea and is ready to scale up.
The EIC within Pillar 3 could be a real game changer.
Okay, before we move on to the practicalities of finding these opportunities, let's touch on widening participation. What does that mean within Horizon Europe?
Widening participation aims to level the playing field for research and innovation across Europe. They have specific measures and funding to support SMEs and research organizations in countries that have historically had lower participation rates in these EU programs.
So it's about making sure everyone has a chance to participate and benefit.
Exactly. If you're an SME based in one of these widening countries, you might find dedicated support and potentially less competition for certain calls.
Something to definitely look into if you're in one of those regions.
Okay.
Okay, we've covered the landscape of Horizon Europe. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty. How does an SME actually go about finding those specific funding opportunities that are a good fit? Where do they start?
It all starts with the Funding and Tenders portal. It's the central online platform for everything related to Horizon Europe funding.
Go-to website.
Exactly. That's where you'll find all the official calls for proposals, all the guidance documents, everything you need.
So bookmark that one, everyone.
Absolutely. And be prepared. It can be a little overwhelming at first glance. There's a lot of information there.
Yeah, I can imagine. So how do you make sense of it all? How do you find what's relevant for your SME?
The key is mastering the search function. Start with really specific keywords that relate to your industry, your technology, the problem you're solving.
So be very targeted in your search.
Yeah. And don't forget the all filters option. That's where you can really narrow things down. You can filter by program call, topic, funding scheme. You can get really precise with your search.
So really understanding those filters is crucial. Now, how is the information structured on the portal?
Think of it as a hierarchy. You have the overall Horizon Europe program, then within that, different work programs, then within each work program, specific calls for proposals, and within each call, you have specific topics.
So you drill down to the specific funding opportunity that's relevant to you.
Exactly. And it's at the topic level that you'll find the real detail, the objectives, the expected outcomes, and where to actually submit your proposal.
Okay, so navigate from the big picture down to the very specific opportunity. What are some key things SMEs should do on the portal to get set up?
Well, first things first, you need an EU login account. That's your digital key to access a lot of EU services. Then you need to register your organization on the portal to get a PIC number, your participant identification code.
Your unique identifier.
Exactly. You can't submit a proposal without it. This registration also unlocks personalized features on the portal. You can do this even before you found a specific call you want to apply for.
So that's a crucial first step. Now, what about finding partners? We talked about the importance of collaboration, especially for those Pillar 2 projects. How do you go about finding those partners?
The Funding and Tenders portal has a partner search function, and often it's linked to specific funding topics. So once you've found a relevant topic,
You can see who else is out there.
right, you can browse partner search announcements from other organizations, universities, research institutions, other SMEs. They're all looking for collaborators.
It's like a matchmaking service for innovation.
Exactly. And your SME can also proactively post your own partner search announcement. You can outline your expertise, what you're looking for in a partner.
So you can advertise your needs and your strengths.
Yes, and every organization on the portal has an organization profile. It's a chance to showcase your capabilities, your track record, any past EU projects you've been involved in.
Right.
It's like your shop window for potential partners.
Building your profile in the EU funding landscape.
Exactly. And the portal has integrated contact forms, so it's easy to reach out to potential partners.
So the Funding and Tenders portal is really the central hub, both for finding opportunities and finding partners. Now let's talk about the proposal itself. What are the absolute must-dos when preparing your application?
The golden rule is that your proposal needs to be completely aligned with the scope and objectives of the work program topic you're addressing. You have to demonstrate that you understand the call, what they're looking for, and how your project will deliver on that.
So really showing that you've done your homework and you get it.
Absolutely, and don't forget those essential requirements. The consortium, at least 3 partners from different countries for Pillar 2, and the gender equality plan. That's becoming increasingly important.
Demonstrating that commitment to gender equality. Now, what does a typical Horizon Europe proposal look like? How is it structured?
It's typically divided into 2 parts, Part A and Part B. Part A is all the administrative information, project details, partners, budget, ethical considerations. You fill that out online directly on the portal. Part B is the meat of the proposal, your project description, objectives, methodology, expected impact, implementation plan. You prepare that as a PDF using a specific template and upload it.
And we've heard that using the right templates is crucial.
Absolutely. Always download the latest templates for both Part A and Part B directly from the submission system for that specific call. They're not generic. They might have specific requirements and guidance that you need to follow.
So don't use an old template. Make sure you got the latest version. Now, when the evaluators are looking at these proposals, what are the key criteria they're assessing?
The three main evaluation criteria are excellence, impact, and quality and efficiency of implementation.
The three pillars of a strong proposal. Let's unpack those. What does excellence look like in a Horizon Europe proposal?
For excellence, they're looking for ambitious objectives, something that goes beyond the current state of the art. They want to see a robust methodology, a clear plan. They also look at how you've integrated the gender dimension and your approach to open science, making your research and data as accessible as possible.
So pushing the boundaries of knowledge, having a solid plan, and being open and inclusive in your approach. What about impact? How do you show that your project will make a real difference?
Impact is all about showing how your project will achieve those expected outcomes that are outlined in the work program topic. You need a clear dissemination and exploitation plan, how you'll communicate your results and translate them into real-world applications. Engaging with stakeholders and users, that's really important to show the practical benefits of your research.
So it's not just about doing the research, it's about making it matter.
Ex-
And finally, quality and efficiency of implementation. What are the key elements there?
This is about the nuts and bolts of your project plan. They want to see a detailed and realistic work plan, clear tasks, roles, and responsibilities for each partner, a realistic timeline. They also want to see that your consortium has the expertise to actually deliver what you've proposed.
So a well-structured plan with the right team in place. Now, we know that this process is competitive. Why do some SMEs struggle to secure funding? What are some common pitfalls?
Well, competition is fierce. You've got a success rate of around 18%, so even good projects can miss out. It's also a demanding process. Preparing a strong proposal takes time and resources, which can be challenging for smaller SMEs. And then there's the whole navigation of the funding and tenders portal, understanding the rules and regulations. It's a learning curve.
So a combination of a competitive landscape and the complexity of the process itself. But on the flip side, what are some of the key success factors that can really give an SME an edge?
For excellence, aim high with your innovation, have a really strong methodology, be mindful of open access and gender considerations. For impact, articulate those pathways to impact, have a concrete dissemination and exploitation plan, involve your stakeholders. For quality and efficiency of implementation, have that well-defined work plan, the right expertise in your consortium, and make sure you pay close attention to admissibility, submit on time, use the correct templates, respect the page limits, all those details matter.
So ticking all the boxes, telling a compelling story across those three key criteria. Before we wrap up, what are some final actionable tips for SMEs looking to get started with Horizon Europe?
Don't wait till the last minute. Start early, identify those topics that are a good fit for you, start looking for partners, read all the call conditions and requirements carefully. Make the most of the funding and tenders portal, the search functions, partner search, the FAQs, all that good stuff. And reach out to your national contact points. They're a fantastic resource. They can give you tailored guidance.
They're the experts on the ground.
Absolutely. Network, go to events, build those connections. In your proposal, articulate your unique value proposition clearly. Pay close attention to the impact section and tailor your dissemination and exploitation plan accordingly. Get feedback on your drafts from colleagues, mentors. And if you're not successful on the first try, don't give up. Look at the evaluation feedback, learn from it, and try again.
So much valuable advice there. To sum it all up, Horizon Europe presents a significant opportunity for SMEs.
It does, for funding, for collaboration, for growth.
But success requires preparation, understanding the program, being strategic. Remember those three pillars: excellence, impact, and implementation. Use the funding and tenders portal, connect with your national contact points, and see Horizon Europe as a platform for collaboration and making a real impact with your innovation.
Exactly. Don't be intimidated by the process. Start exploring, ask questions. The funding and tenders portal is the best place to start.
That's a great point. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
My pleasure.
We hope this deep dive has equipped you with the knowledge and tools to navigate Horizon Europe and turn your innovative ideas into impactful realities.
That's a wrap for today's episode on Horizon Europe and how SMEs can unlock funding opportunities. If you found this episode valuable, don't forget to follow and subscribe so you never miss out on expert insights into EU funding, innovation, and business transformation. And if you're ready to take the next step but need guidance, we are here to help. We support SMEs with strategic consultancy, project planning, and funding applications. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.